Hey there, welcome my friends. This is Carrie Konyha bringing you this week's episode of Collective Awakening Weekly. Happy full moon to all of you. We've got a lot going on this week in the way of astrological transits that are going to have an impact on all of us, not only this week, but some of the transits that are happening this week are going to have longer term influence on us, even throughout the entire year of 2022 and into 2023. So be sure to stay tuned for the full episode so that you can gain all of the insights that you need to understand how to harness the power of the energies that are happening now to support your journey in spiritual awakening, healing, and empowerment. So today is the day of the first full moon of the year. The full moon is in the sign of Cancer, which is a water sign. The moon in general is connected to our sensing, feeling, emotional selves. And so when the full moon is in a water sign, it brings a little bit more of an intensity to our sensitivities emotionally. Now, this particular full moon is a little bit more intense because it's opposing the planet Pluto, which is connected to transformation, and Pluto and the Sun are aligned with each other. What this means is that the emotional sensitivities that we're all going to be feeling now and for the next few days are more than likely going to be connected to old emotional woundedness that hasn't completely healed yet, and we can identify that in the form of what's being triggered within us. And then Pluto is actually assisting us in being able to have a deeper transmutation, clearing, healing, and integration of those things. So this watery full moon that we're in is highlighting some of these other watery influences that we already have going on that are going to be enduring throughout the year. Remember that we have both Neptune and Jupiter in Pisces. Neptune and Jupiter are the natural rulers of Pisces, so Pisces is extra potent while these planets are transiting through the sign of Pisces. We can all expect on certain levels to feel a little bit more creatively inspired. Neptune is all about imagination. It's connected to the mystical dimensions of life. It's creativity. It's our intuition and our spiritual nature. And then Jupiter in Pisces acts as an amplifier for those energies. I've been talking about this for the past few weeks because Jupiter went into Pisces recently. Neptune's been in Pisces for a while and is staying in Pisces until 2026. Again, what this means is that this year there's a strong theme around spiritual awakening. And then even some of the other transits that we have going on are further emphasizing this. But before I explain those, I want to share my personal perspective on how Neptune in Pisces is activating more of a sense of creativity. Sure, we're probably all going to feel a little bit more inspired in wanting to explore, discover, and find ways to contribute our own unique expression in the world. But on a bigger picture, spiritually speaking, shamanism teaches that we are all artists. We all have our own unique spark of life, which is creative in nature. We all have our own unique spark of creative expression to contribute to the world. And being natural artists of spirit, the highest form of creative expression that we can bring to the world is the art that we create through the life that we live. Our life is our personal masterpiece of art. And this year, with some of the astrological transits that are happening, especially with the nodes of the moon switching signs in a few days from now, which I'm going to talk about in a moment, the energy that we have available to us collectively and then personally is very much connected to embodiment, embodying our deepest soul nature, embodying things that we associate with our highest expression of life, our highest experience of life. And being that we're also in the last week of Capricorn season right now, we have Venus still retrograde in Capricorn, Pluto is in Capricorn, which has already been highlighting things that are connected to our values. And now we have the north nodes shifting into Taurus and the south nodes shifting into Scorpio. Collectively, all of that is supporting all of us in embodying our true authentic soul nature, embodying our highest timeline, our highest expression of life, our highest goals and dreams, our highest sense of meaning and purpose. And it feels like this energy is supporting all of us, especially those of us who are already on a path of spiritual awakening, and for empaths who are on the journey of really stepping more fully into their empowerment. The energies that are activating this week support us all in embodying our own inner shaman. I'm going to talk a little bit about this shift of signs that's happening with the nodes in a moment, but I first want to talk a little bit about the retrograde energy that's happening this week. So Mercury just went into retrograde on the 14th, and it's retrograde in the sign of Aquarius, which makes it a little bit more impactful because Aquarius is an air sign, which tends to be a little bit more analytical, and Mercury rules things having to do with the analytical mind, communication, and things like that. And again, retrograde energy always sort of brings us a little bit more inward and connecting with ourselves more deeply in regard to the energy that these planets are connected to. So for example, the Mercury retrograde in Aquarius that we're experiencing right now actually gives us a huge boost of energy in the direction of our inner sense of creative ideas, ambitions, it's innovative strategies, it's having sudden epiphanies of awarenesses that are connected to what our bigger goals are right now, while Venus is supporting us in really aligning those things with what our core life values are. Now, the nodes of the moon are shifting signs this week, which only happens about every 18 months or so, almost 2 years. And the nodes are shifting into the signs of Taurus and Scorpio. The north node is moving into Taurus, the south node is moving into Scorpio. The last time this happened was in the year 2004. So one thing you can do is look back into what was happening in your life in 2004, and we can expect a little bit of a repeat of a similar energy, but more than likely in a little bit of a different way. And let me explain what I mean by that. The north node is connected to, we can say, our dharma in life, while the south node is our karma. So our dharma is our sense of life mission, our sense of life calling, the direction we're going in life, what we're here to explore, experience, and ultimately bring into mastery. While the south node is connected to the skills that we have in order to achieve the motivation of the north node, it's also connected to our past karma, soul lessons, things of that nature. With the south node moving into the sign of Scorpio right now, what this does for all of us collectively is it activates an energy that supports us all in experiencing a deep purging, clearing, and transformation around anything that's no longer serving us in our life. You can take a look at your own personal natal chart and look to see where you have planets or points in the sign of Scorpio, and that will give you a clearer understanding as to exactly the nature of what's wanting to be cleared, purged, transmuted, renovated for you in your life. If you don't have planets or points in Scorpio, then you can look to see where the Scorpio sector of your natal chart is, what house that lands in, and that will give you some additional insight as well. The South Node moving into Scorpio supports us all in having a transmutation in the areas that we're ready to experience transformation, while the North Node in Taurus really motivates us in alignment with what our deepest values are, what our deepest sense of what's giving us meaning and purpose is in our life right now. And so again, you can look to see where you have planets, points in the sign of Taurus and where the Taurus section of your natal chart is for additional insight as to how it's more than likely going to be supporting you specifically. So the nodes are going to be in these signs now for the next 18 months. So we can expect the next 18 months to be all about what am I calling in and what am I claiming in alignment with what will be most supportive of the life I choose to be living. And then the South Node is supporting a continual purge, clearing, releasing, transmutation, renovation around anything that's not aligned with that. So that energy begins this week. Since the beginning of January, I've been talking about how this year is an extremely empowering year for those of us who are on a path of spiritual awakening and empowerment. Let's remember that we're still in the first lunar phase of the year, and that this particular lunar phase is all about rooting, grounding, connecting, syncing up to the natural cycles and seasons of nature, syncing up to the natural rhythms of you, the natural rhythms of the natural realm. And in doing so, we are in effect establishing a grounded energy within ourselves that will enable all of our intentions and efforts to produce the best, highest, most efficient results as we continue to live in harmony with the natural realm. So again, embodiment practices. This is a time of being really grounded and rooted in who you are, allowing your true soul nature to express through you, allowing the energy of your highest goals, dreams, ambitions to express through you. With the nodes changing signs and coming out of the Gemini-Sagittarius axis that they've been in the past 18 months, which has been more about concepts, ideas, and communication, now is our opportunity to really ground, embody, implement, express, and manifest based on the awarenesses that we've already had brewing within us for quite some time now. So this energetic theme is prevalent for sure throughout all of 2022 and into 2023. And a lot of these energies are really activating this week. More than likely, you're going to be feeling a sense of ambition, but with the retrograde energies that are happening again right now for the next few weeks, it's not going to be so much of a time of taking massive action as much as it is laying the foundations, getting grounded in the fundamentals of what you personally need to establish to set the space for growth in moving forward. With that, let's go ahead and take a look and see what additional sacred wisdom teachings want to channel through the cards today. Okay, here we go. Today I am working with my Osho Zen Tarot. I love working with this deck, especially when I'm seeking insight into the spiritual dimensions and realms of life. And so we're going to take a peek at how we can best harness the energies that are happening now in alignment with the full moon this week and some of the other astrological aspects that are being activated this week that I just shared with all of you. I'm going to go ahead and select 3 cards. And we're going to take a look within these 3 cards, what's being illuminated or activated energetically. What's the best way for us to take action or harness the energies that are being activated, awakened, and manifesting. And then we can take a look at what wants to release. So let's take a peek here. Here's 1, 2, and 3. So we have the trust energy, the Lover's card, which in this deck has a lot to do with projections, and Source. So the trust and the Lovers both came up reversed, so we're going to take that into consideration. But as we're looking at what's being activated, what's the best way to harness the energy, and what is wanting to be cleared away, we can also take a look at what's the result of us working with these energies right now. The energy that's, I feel, being activated is this Source energy. When we consider everything that we've talked about with the astrological highlights that are happening this week, this is all connected to us connecting with divine intelligence, God, spirit, universe, cosmic consciousness, the source of light within yourself. This is what's being activated this week. How do we do that? We turn our awareness inward and we take responsibility for our own healing rather than projecting things externally out into the world or out onto other people. Now, it's true that our relationships in life, our most significant relationships, are our most sacred environment for growth because we do act as mirrors for each other. But this week, the message is to have some introspection, claim accountability and responsibility for whatever's being activated, awakened, or triggered within you in alignment with these full moon energies that are happening right now. Self-healing, self-care, again, self-embodiment, turning inward and connecting with your personal archetype of the healer that lives within you, activating, empowering, and embodying your own inner shaman, as I said earlier, is a part of what comes up with this energy. And then what do we let go of? We let go of not trusting life. We let go of not trusting ourselves. We let go of fear. We let go of clinging on to old patterns that are no longer serving us, although they might be comfortable. We let go of complacency. We let go of anything that is bordering into becoming a pattern of stagnation in our lives. And we take that leap of faith, which is something that the Neptune in Pisces is actually supporting us with. Neptune in Pisces activates optimism, spiritual faith, hope. And so it's up to us to take that leap of faith. Now, when we're taking a leap of faith, we're doing that in alignment with what our true, soulful inner guidance is. We're choosing to trust what our own metaphoric North Star, our own inner guidance is compelling us towards, so that we can shift into energies that will support us in experiencing those things. Let's do one more card as like an overall message from Spirit. I feel like it's this one that wants to come up since it's like peeking up right here. Okay, the patience card. It's interesting that there's the phases of the moon depicted on this card. One of the metaphoric teachings of this card is the awareness that, okay, the moon takes time to grow full, right? We can't rush things that are connected to divine alignment, divine timing. And in regard to this trust energy, it's embodying that energy of patience, which can be seen as really holding space. When you look at the image in this card, there's a pregnant woman who's very pregnant. She's not rushing to have her baby. You can tell by the expression on her face, her body language, she's in peace. She's peacefully holding space for optimum, healthful birthing of whatever it is that we are gestating in our lives right now. Metaphorically, this card is metaphoric of that. Patiently, calmly, peacefully holding space for nurturing, healthy birthing of that which we are gestating inwardly now through our intention, which is a combination of our thoughts and our feelings. I feel like this is very aligned with the Mercury retrograde energy in regard to the holding space and being patient and trusting as we cultivate those foundations for ourselves, that will lead to a birthing process right around the corner. Okay, guys, all my love to you. Blessings. Namaste. Stay tuned. There's more videos around the corner, and I will see you in the next one.